Okay, so we are troubleshooting a hot water heater.
Right. Okay. First of all, it's very important that when you first install a hot water heater, that you look at your connection, cold and hot. The reason why cold and hot is because there's they call it the anode tube that runs from here all the way to the bottom of the tank. Like only on the cold side, which means that it allows the cold water to come in and go to the bottom. The hot water nipple is basically straight pipe, so the water comes out top. But if you reverse it, you're gonna have problems. I mean, so make sure you always hook cold water to your cold side and your hot water to wherever you're gonna supply. You got that? All right. Electric hot water heaters, most of them are 240. Okay. So you have your 240 line that goes in.
Yeah, red and black.
Red and black. Okay, here. Now, come in here. This color, you know what this button for?
No, I don't.
Okay, this is an overload button. If for whatever reason this thing overloads and they call for no hot water, the very first thing you do is make sure this button hasn't tripped. And then if so, reset it. All you gotta do is push it in to reset. You technically you will actually hear it go click. See, your black and red wire comes in on top.
Right.
So right here you read 240. This is a switch. This is a temperature activated switch. All right. This is what sets the temperature on your hot water heater. It goes from I think 90 to 150 or some shit. Never set it too high. Set it. I mean, if it's a dishwasher involved, you can set it up to 140. If it's just no dishwasher, you should never set it above 120. All right. Okay. Now your ohm meter. I recommend to always lift a lead. Supposedly you don't have to, but I always lift a lead. Make sure the power's off. Lift a lead. Alright? First thing you do, you ohm out your elements.
And what's that breaker connected to in the about this label, right? It's labeled in the panel.
What's labeled?
Hot water heater.
Yeah, but hit the panels and always test it before you go any further. So go kill the breaker, come and check and see if you got 240. Use your stethoscope or your idiot light and make sure you have no voltage. Cause this shit will fuck you up.
Damn right, I know it's 240.
Yeah. Tell us up with your meter. There you go. Yeah. Then we're on that. Cool. Where's ohms? Hopefully you only got a beat. Oh, you don't have a sound? Alright, well anyway. Okay, well anyway, a lot of meters got a beep, which is better. Hold up. Alright, okay, you see how I say overload? Alright. That means you got an open circuit, right? Nothing's touching, right? That's what OL means?
No.
Yeah.
They do?
That means you have a closed circuit, closed. It's gonna go 0, open.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
cool.
all right. So basically, what you're looking for is to make sure it goes to 0 in your case. On out. What did I say?
0.
0. So this element is good. This element is good. You would do the same thing on the bottom. You would do the same thing on the bottom. Now, like I said, you necessarily don't have to take it apart. But 0. Okay, so both these elements are good. Now, the way a hot water heater works is that when there's cold water in there, and something else, anytime you install a hot water heater, never turn the power on until you fill it up with water. Because if you do, you're gonna burn up these heating elements. Not only is the water used to heat up, but it's an insulation device for these. If you just add electricity to this, you will burn them up. You will short them right out. You have to have water in this tank before you turn the power on to it.
All right, cool.
Very, very important. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. When you after you own that out. After you own that out.
Water here.
Okay, cool. After you own it out, you turn your power on. Be careful. You read between here and here. You should read 240. That's your supply voltage. you'll read between here and here. You should read 240.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
And between, like let's say you read between here, you can go between here and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You should read 240. If you don't read 240, then you probably got a bad, they called this the hot water thermostat. You probably got a bad upper thermostat. You follow me? Also, the easiest
So you
way
read from black to yellow? Oh, no, red to yellow?
Right. You see these two wires?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just kind of look at the wires on your heating element. These here are red and yellow. They may be a different color. It don't matter. Just read between here. Just look at your color wires and then go and see where it goes. Don't touch it, but just go see where.
Touching that shit.
Right. Yeah, because it'll shock the shit.
Damn right.
All right. So and now, hold it. Now, also, after you read 240, you turn your meter to ohms, and you turn it to amps, and you should have a current draw. All right.
When I cut off the power?
When the power's on.
Oh, the power's on.
Right. You know, after you just did your first test to make sure your heating elements are good, then you would turn the power on, you would read your voltage, then you would clamp around here, and you should have a current draw. Okay, but you won't have nothing down here, not until the top part is satisfied. So in other words, the top part got to heat up to 120 degrees. Once that heats up, it will cut off your top element and turn on your bottom element, and it'll start to heat the water.
So it's kind of like once it reaches the ambient temperature up top, it will...
Right. Once it reaches 120 degrees up top, or whatever you have it set for, it's going to turn off this thermostat, and this thermostat is going to tell the bottom one to come on.
Right.
And then the hot water, and then the water starts to heat up. Now, by you knowing that, now you understand why it's so important that you make these correct. Because if you don't, when you heat up this water here, right, this one here is going to heat up.
Come on, Lolly.
But you got to reverse. So basically, the person is always going to be getting cold water at first. You follow me?
Right.
I mean, because this tube is hooked to the bottom, and this tube is hooked to the top. So if this water heats up and this water is cold, and the person calls for hot water, cold water is going to come out up until this hot water drops down to the bottom of this tank, and then also what happens at that point is this element is never actually cutting on, because this side is never actually getting satisfied. Once it gets satisfied, person calls for hot water. This is cold. They getting cold water. They complaining. I mean, because their cold water won't actually be right. It's very important that you hook this up to start with. I mean, how to basically correctly to start with. Hey, Innocent, let me call you right back, okay? Where? Okay, all right, hold on. I mean, basically, I'm right here at 45. I'm gonna come right there to bring you there, all right? Okay, all right. Yeah, so hold on. Anyway, so how do you check? In most cases, your heating element goes bad. In most cases. Okay, you gonna need inch. I believe it's an inch and 7/8 socket to get this thing out. Okay, and socket wrench. And when you change it, most people recommend the proper way of doing it is to drain the whole tank.
Nah, but the main thing with our problem is like hot water ain't last long.
Okay, basically, if the hot water's not lasting long, is it a new tank?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, so basically the insulation probably not the problem. Okay, if it's not lasting long, it's probably one of these elements been burnt up. In most cases, it's the upper element.
So that means you gotta replace the whole thing, or
No.
No.
Or probably
No,
the heating
just
element.
the
You just replace the heating element.
So that's the part that gotta be ordered.
No,
Correct?
that's something.
We
that-
have some, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, that's something we have in stock. Most of the time, we got those in stock. Why did he get 40-gallon tall? We might not need them.
The 30 guy.
30 gallons. Where? Let me call Jacob. Where not gonna need